All right, everybody, what is up? Comment section, we see y'all. We're back over here on the NFC North Roundtable. Man, Bass is hating in the chat already. It's crazy. It's crazy. I joined in. I got to send the links out, and that's what I see. So you know how this show is going to go, man. But no, man, today we got to recap Lions Commanders. Honestly, look, we could just put it out there to the chat. Y'all can control this one. I don't think anybody wants to talk about that. So if y'all don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. But I'll let y'all decide. But also, man, we got some coaching news because coaching news is going crazy right now. Even the Vikings got some coaching news. You know, so I guess everybody has a little something that we could talk about here today. So we're going to dive into that. But before we get into any of it, as always, shout out to BetUS, man. We're going to give our shout out to BetUS over here because we do have the conference championship games coming up. No one cares about this first game, but the second game, you know what I mean? Let's be real. Nobody's watching that, okay? Nobody's watching.
I'm watching
Washington
that.
Fans are okay.
I'm a full Commanders fan.
Go Washington, baby. Go
Let's
Washington.
go.
Let's
Jaden
go.
Daniels, baby. I saw the one meme. It was like the picture of the two roads. The one's like a dark castle, and the one's like the happy castle. And it's like the happy castle's like the Commanders, Bills, Super Bowl, and the other one's like Chiefs, Eagles.
I hate this position because I want to root against the Eagles too. Like I really do. And then my gosh, this is a terrible position to be in, Baz. Because now I'm mad at Washington. All I see is Washington now. Now I'm upset. Let's go to the other one though, because this one's about even. Buffalo, Kansas City. One bar. I'll start with you. Who do you like in this one? Or who do you actually think will win? Because I'm pretty sure I know who you want to win here.
I don't know if you do, man. So I'm gonna get really greedy and be a dick here because I'm gonna say I want the Chiefs to win because the Bills have not won a Super Bowl and they have lost 4 of them, just like the Vikings. And if they get it before us, I'm gonna be just very jealous and annoyed. So go Chiefs. I think the Bills are gonna win though. I think they're gonna upset the Chiefs and get the Dubski.
That's a messed up way to look at it, one bar.
It is, but you know what? When you've been through the ringer, when you've just your heart's been torn out so many times, it's the same thing with the Lions, Dion. It would have been really tough to swallow to see them get a Super Bowl before the Vikings. So, I love the Bills though. I really do. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay.
I can do it.
Nick? Yeah, Bass. Go Bass. You want the Chiefs are gonna lose? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's the thing. Like I'm sitting here, like you know, I'd hover my mouse over the Buffalo Bills money line. It's my finger just won't allow it to click. It's like you just know in the back of your mind, you're like, you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. So I stay away from it personally. Yes, I would love the Bills to win. It's one of the you did it. It's just one of those things.
My finger's gonna allow me to do it, Bass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard. But Nick, what about you? What are you thinking?
I'm sick and tired of talking about other teams. I'll make this quick. Bills win and Commanders win. The Commanders are winning. I'm winning in Washington. Let's get this over with. Let's talk about the NFC North. The people aren't here to talk about any other team. Let's talk about something else.
All right, man. Well, hey, use code YouTube150, 150% deposit match first deposit, 125% the next 2 deposits. Use it as your sign-up bonus when you're signing up. Looking for a sportsbook, BetUS. They got you covered, man. All right, let's just jump right into it, man. Lions lost to the Commanders. Man, this was sad, man.
Damn,
Yeah,
Dion, it sucked for you, bro.
You know what?
Your weekend sucked.
You know what I mean?
Your weekend sucked.
I'm not gonna say we got spanked. You know what I mean?
A little bit of a spanking.
Well, there's a little bit. There
Bro,
was
you let
definitely a little-
Jaden Daniels make Aaron Glenn's defense look like the Bears' defense at the end of the season. Get out of here. You got spanked. See you later. Sorry.
No, we did. We gave up 45 points, man. That's a crazy thing. I was over here. Go ahead, Wilmar.
I was just gonna say
ahead.
Nick's confidence since they got a new head coach is through the roof, man.
Hey.
I'm watching Nick. He's smiling. I love it, man. You've had a horrible season. I'm glad you're smiling. I'm all for. I know we're gonna talk about it, but I'm just enjoying this, man.
One bar. I had a great season because Ben Johnson's my coach now. Matt Eberflus. Bye-bye. See you later. Great season for me. I love it. Absolutely. 10th overall pick. $82 million in cap, baby. I'm just Bears are back, baby. All I gotta say. Let's go.
Back from what?
Every season, bro. Every season.
Hey, listen, Linda.
I'm not gonna rain on your parade. I'm not raining on your parade.
I love the
It was a hell
clip of
a
Ben
hire.
Johnson saying, "I loved beating Matt LaFleur twice."
What was that about? What was
the
he
Bears,
doing?
the Bears give clips every single offseason where we save them. It's an easy bookmark, and all like oh, we're not going to punt much here. They do it every offseason. They do it every single offseason. So
Okay,
that
so
one
I
will
want
He did it twice.
I'm gonna clip this when Baz is like, it's the same thing over and over. And when we go 2-0 against Green Bay next year, I'm like, play the clip. Hey, Ben Johnson broke the curse. Come on,
dude.
I like it. I like it.
I just real quick, I was confused though. Is there like a backstory I'm missing? Because he brought it up a second time. I don't know, Nick, did you see it where they talked about the trick play we ran against you? And he was like, yeah, that was the Matt LaFleur special. And I'm like, what? Like, what? You didn't see that?
What? Okay, I didn't know about the backhanded comment. Like, that one, I was like, what?
He said that about the fake fumble where we picked it back up and threw it, and because they were asking, they said, is that like we're trying to show off to be the next head coach, and he called that the Matt LaFleur special.
I've never seen LaFleur run that once in his life.
I've never.
What is he talking about?
Clearly, he's creating some beef that he doesn't even know he's talking about. Like, I was like, you should have kept it at like beating him twice a year, but you did. You said what you said, so it's too late. But whatever he means, I love it. Benny Johnson's my guy.
Okay, well, should we go to that first, or do y'all want me to just talk about this game and be sad for the first 10
Lions,
minutes?
man. I want to talk Lions.
No, let's talk about the Lions. Don't try to get away from it. Lions got spanked.
All right, one bar. Look, man, I don't know what to say. I'm just sad, man. Like, dude, I thought I was over this until now we're talking about it live. I mean, defensively it was a disaster, but you know what? It felt like watching it back. It was like, man, I'm getting like bad flashbacks of like all the bad things that have happened. Like you've seen glimpses of like, oh, the team kind of got us like that, and like, okay, we'll probably fix that. And then it kind of went away, and it was like shoved under the rug a little bit, and then it came back against Washington. It was like, oh man, yeah, we're getting cooked here. Like, and it's so much. I thought they had a good plan. You know what I mean? I think they got a good coaching staff, but I thought they pulled a lot from the Bills, and the Bills put 48 on us. And I thought they brought that to the table, and it was like, okay, stop the run. It was like, we can't stop the run. And that's why I give them so much credit for what they did in that one. And then offensively, man, there's really no way to explain the 4 turnovers. I mean, 3 of them really were the ones that mattered. The first one was disgusting because, I mean, we've all been there. Your team feels like you're taking control of the game. I mean, we scored that touchdown. I was like, oh, this game's over. I really thought when we were moving the football, I was like, we're going to handle business. I was thinking spread in my head. I'm going to be honest. I was like, okay, what was the spread of this one? Where are we going to get to? And then we fumble on a 3rd and 1, and that changed everything. And from there on, it was like we'd kind of get ourselves back into it a little bit, and then we turned the ball over. And then defensively, we never had like the response. The defense never had like, they needed like one play, it felt like. It was like, get off the field one time on 4th down. It's like, no, we're not getting off the field at all. Make one turnover, get them to do something goofy at some point. They never did anything goofy. So to Washington, man, they played to exactly, I think, the game plan that they knew they had to play. They were aggressive in that game, and they owned time of possession, it felt like. I don't even know if they did statistically, but that's what it felt like as the game was going on. The 15-play drive was disheartening to watch. We just couldn't get off the field. And then at the end, it's just like everything started to pile on. We got called for 12 men on the field on a 4th down. It was like our last, it was like the last, gasp. Like, okay, we got to get off the field at some point. We're going to get them here. And then we got 12 guys on the field. And you're watching the dude run over there, and you're like, I don't really know who he's covering. I was like confused. I'm like, what's he doing? Of course it's a flag. So the Lions just didn't have an answer on defense in this game. And I think even when they found things that worked, they couldn't get off the field situationally, and specifically, they couldn't stop the run. And I don't think that they came in with the right strategy, and I don't think that they found a great strategy as the game rolled along. And part of my I don't know a great word for that. My part of the thing that I hated most about that is I didn't think some of it was even personnel. It's like, I don't think we're in a good spot. They kept taking Jack Campbell to the box. They're doing good things offensively, and I didn't think we had a great plan. I think at some point in that game, we should have said, we're getting super aggressive. You're going to have to beat us in the air. We're not letting you take Jack Campbell out of the box anymore. There's no more 2-deep safety. If you're going to cook us downfield, you're going to cook us, but you're going to have to beat us that way. And I never felt like we got fully into that mode. So, offensively, there were some bad turnovers, but those are like the things that we've had this year. But typically, we honestly make up for them because we just score so many points. And at some point, the defense come through, but it just didn't come through in this game. This is why you love and you hate the playoffs. That's what I'll say. You love the playoffs because it's like, man, everybody's got a chance. But then when your team loses, and all this buildup, you're 15-2, all the hype, we got the biggest spread like ever in the playoffs or something. Not we didn't, but it was insane. And then you play that game and you just play like, what the heck was that? That we haven't looked like that this season on both sides of the ball at the same time, and you lose that game. And yeah, it was disappointing. One bar, I'll go to you. I know you're hype. One bar, go ahead.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I can't.
Oh, you're hype. Go ahead.
We got spanked by the Rams, man. I can't come in here and say, hey guys, you guys are this and that, whatever. I mean, I got to be honest. Like this was the Lions' moment. I mean, they had the clear path to the Super Bowl. like first round bye, home field advantage, you get Washington. But I got to hand it to Washington. They came out and balled out. Like you said, they came out and left it all out there. Like, screw it. We're going all in. And if it backfires, whatever. And it did not backfire. We can talk about Jaden Daniels all day. We can talk about how you guys could not stop their run game all day. I mean, the two backs they had, Daniels, I mean, everybody. It was like on first down. It seemed like every time on first down, Washington would just get a huge chunk, and you guys would just be screwed. And Washington looked fantastic. And when you have that many turnovers, a defensive touchdown, there's no way in hell you guys are going to win that game. Just absolutely no way. I mean, on the Lions side, it just looked like ass. I mean, really. I mean, Jared Goff, good Lord. The offensive line, which is like your bread and butter, didn't even look that good, giving up the ball that many times. And I'm not gonna the JMO pick. Like, you guys have been playing cute all year. Like, go down swing. Yeah, so it's like that's what got you there. So I'm not gonna get too much on that one. Probably shouldn't have thrown the ball, but like that's been your guys' thing. Defensively, I mean, I know you guys are gutted, but you guys have overcame it week in, week out. So I'm not going to give you an excuse there, but it was ugly to watch. Like, when I look at this from a Lions, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm thinking like, this was our chance. This was our best chance to do it. We have the full coach. I mean, your coaching staff has been gutted now. I'm not saying you guys aren't going to be good. You guys got all the talent in the world and you'll be good next year, but it is going to get harder. Like, it's going to get harder every year. The Vikings are going to be back. Packers will be back. Nick, we'll see what Ben Johnson brings to the table. I mean, NFC-wise,
baby.
NFC-wise, this was your moment, and you lost in the first damn round at home. It just sucks ass if you're a Lions fan. And I got to be honest, Lions fans have been in my videos, lives, chirping quite a bit. You know what? I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one in a week. I want you guys to come back. I enjoyed the company. Get your butts back over here.
I'll be there, one bar. I'll be there tonight when you're live, one bar. I'll be in the chair.
They're all gone. They're all gone. I don't know where they went.
Hey,
I'll end with this. They've been calling us Vikings frauds. Whatever. NFC North, I guess. For all the shit that we did this year, best division in football. Nobody could even get a playoff win.
It's just that's disappointing as a whole. I thought about that.
Same amount of playoff wins and we in the division, baby. Come
this is a bad way for it to go, Nick. We're not representing real well here. I'm gonna be honest. But I will say, one bar. I gotta be honest. I had a couple dudes coming at me after the game, they hit me with skull, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, I gotcha. But I'm just a little confused, man. I'm like, what is going on right now? There's like more skull comments than anything. This is
give it to him, man. Our hearts are broken, man. Just let us have that for a little bit.
I didn't even say stop, but you know what? Y'all can say skull in the chat, man. Just don't spam. Y'all can say skull though. I don't have no issue with it. So yeah, I get it. Because now I know how it feels. One bar, I understand it. Nick, what you got?
Man, dude. Are we still talking about the Lions game? Because, Dion, you cooked.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
No, we can.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm watching it. I'm like, dang, Cliff Kingsbury is, torching this Lions defense. Like, every shape, every form. Like, and Vic Fangio of the Eagles said it best. Like, Jaden Daniels might have a birth certificate of a rookie, but he plays like a seasoned veteran out there. And that is exactly what he did to Aaron Glenn's defense. And I will say this is that, like, you guys had no one out there. So many of your starters are hurt. Like, if you guys would have had Aiden Hutchinson back and, like, even half your starters that were on injured reserve, I think you guys would have had a better shot in this game. But you got to give hats off to the Commanders, man. They came out swinging in this one. Everything they were doing, I mean, Scary Terry was scary for Lions fans, dude. And then on top of it, like, the defense, all things considered, yeah, the Lions put up 521 yards of total offense, but the defense did a pretty darn good job holding you guys when it mattered. And I don't know what happened to Jared Goff, but he just isn't a playoff guy. All regular season, but he gets to the playoffs, he just looks scared. And I'm like, crazy. What are you doing, dude? Crazy. Like, I mean,
that might be a Ben Johnson thing, Nick. I gotta be honest with you. Hey, Ben Johnson might not be a playoff guy. You know what I mean? You never thought about it like that.
Jared Goff, you're just mad, dude. I'm so happy that he's here. But anyway, I'm like watching, and then like it was the fourth quarter. I will say this though, I was not a fan of the trick play to Williams throwing the ball. That was a total Antoine Randall L move from the Super Bowl back in 2005. did not work, and I was like, "Oh, dog, what are you doing?" Like, Ben,
That's your head
what are you
coach
doing?
calling that play, man.
But in
Yeah,
my
right.
personal, but hold on. In my personal opinion, Ben was bringing out
Not a
all the
playoff
tricks
guy.
during the regular season, like all that stuff, and Ben does that, and I was like, that just took $1 million off your contract. So shout out to Ben for doing that on top of handling business for us, because he was like, you know what, Chicago, they don't need to have any more distance between us and the rest of the NFC. Only one more game for everybody in the division this year. So I'm just happy that I am the uncontested NFC North champ at the end of the day. I got Ben Johnson on my team. I got the most cap. I am a happy fan. So sorry about your loss, Dion, but welcome to the offseason. It sucks. Not for you, not for me.
Nick, I will say this, bro. In the Packers-Bears game, didn't you guys run the same exact play where Keenan Allen threw a pick to Xavier McKinney?
Bro, hey,
Nothing's
listen.
gonna change, brother.
Oh man, it's
Hey,
culture, bro. It's in the culture.
Guess who's gone after this year? Keenan Allen. So don't
Well,
matter.
they'll just have DJ Moore.
Ben
then, Nick.
Johnson.
It'll be just fine. Yeah.
Hey, DJ Moore's got a cannon on him, dude. Keenan
Maybe he
Allen,
should
when he
play
threw that, and after it was picked off, he just looked at the sideline, just started walking, didn't even try
Dude,
to tackle the guy.
I love watching the All-22 on it. Keenan's like, man, I'm done. Just walking to the sideline while the play's still going on as he just threw the ball right to Xavier McKinney. It was like the most low-effort crap I've seen in a long time. Since DJ Moore walked off the field with his ankle sprained, probably since then.
Yeah, well.
That's a rough culture, man.
Oh,
You
man,
guys
dude.
got a long way to go, man.
I'll say this, guys. The NFC North was fell flat on their face, guys. We were all sitting here like greatest division in sports and football, and we're all one and done. We all stunk it up. We all stunk it up. Bears didn't even get there, but we all stunk it up. So like we're all sitting here just okay, now we got the mock drafts going. It's NFC Championship weekend. None of us are dude, the AI pictures on Twitter are great. They got like LaFleur, Campbell, and O'Connell like in Cancun with the AI photos. It's great. All three of them sitting there on the beach chairs. I'm like, this is peak. I think it's like peak trolling time for NFC North, man. Like this year,
AI is crazy.
dude.
For
Like
sure.
this year was the highest like amount of trolling I've seen, and this isn't directed towards you, Dion, because I love you, but these Lions fans, man, they deserved this. They deserved every bit of this. I was ear to ear grinning, man. I don't care. You don't deserve this, Dion. I love you, but everyone else that's not in the chat now, so they're not even going to be hearing me. They deserved it.
Man.
I just want to say this is that I was happy to see Dion like get like emotional right there, because all season you've been on cruise control, man. You're like,
Yeah,
I won.
I
don't
have been.
care. But like now you're telling like get out of the box, blah blah. I'm like, I miss this Dion. I hope the Lions suck forever because I love seeing Dion get fired up.
Nick, it was honestly weird, because what it was before the one bar, when the Vikings were first, there was like an energy to that because it was like, let's overtake the Vikings. And I'm just being out, like, once we overtook the Vikings, we never felt like we lost again. So it was a weird spot, and it was like you almost get used to like, what is it like when your team loses? Like it felt weird, man. It was a strange spot to be in because you just expect that, all right, they're gonna win this game. At some point, something's gonna happen. When nothing happens, man. I think that's why I was struggling to sleep for so many nights in a row, man. I was like, this is weird, bro. At least the past, you build up calluses to that. You have some like goofy losses, and you're like, all right, here we go next week, bro. That was strange as heck, man. To give up that many points was crazy. Okay, Nick.
Jane Daniels is gonna be
Yeah.
a star, bro. That guy. I mean,
I don't want to talk about him.
He's
don't wanna
pretty
talk- you don't wanna
legit.
talk
He's
about
gonna be
Jaden?
pretty good at
I don't wanna talk
football.
about
Nick, I think we asked about midway through the season. You Jaden or Caleb? Which one would you rather have?
No,
Let's
taking
revisit.
Caleb.
Oh, come
Taking
on.
Caleb. Yeah, I am.
God, you suck.
Bro, the fact that Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams have literally almost identical stats, while Caleb had three different offensive coordinators, and Jaden had Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn, a much better offensive line, a complete defense. Like everything was completed for him. Like we knew that we had a bad offensive line entering the season, and the fact that Caleb broke all the records that he did, the fact that he had similar stats, and yeah, like, you know what? It's not just one player that wins ball games, but Caleb throwing multiple 300-yard games. He had a better second half of the season than Jaden Daniels did. Also, a better touchdown to interception ratio. I'm taking Caleb Williams. Give this guy an offensive line and Ben Johnson, and you're going to watch him cook. He's definitely the number one pick. So
About them postseason stats. What about them?
Hey, how about Jordan Love's postseason stats, man?
Hey,
Jeez.
That's why I'm not even saying anything. I'm just
Man, look at Sam Darnold's
Hey,
postseason stats.
Golf might have had the best. You know what I mean? Golf might have took more than.
Hey, Baz, we're all saying who's the number one NFC North quarterback. If we're looking at a playoff perspective, Caleb Williams is, because 0
Technically,
interceptions, baby.
Yeah. I think 0 for 0 is like what's the quarterback rating for 0 for 0? Is it better than what Golf and Love?
It's got to be 0.
180. 180, baby. Straight.
We're all just
Never done
suffering
it
here.
before.
We're all just coping and suffering. I think that's what we can all chalk it up
I'm
to.
living the dream, man. I got a new coach.
No, we need to talk about that, Nick. You say you live in the dream. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
I mean, that press conference. Did you think that was a good press? What was your how would you rate that?
I thought he did a fantastic job. He had every question put at him, and he didn't even go he just answered it super honestly. He was confident in his answer. I love that he looked over at Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Roma Dunze, and was like, I am here for this reason. We are going to do this together, but I'm going to push you and I'm going to keep things going. And it's going to be a new change of culture, and we're starting things off fresh. And I was like, that's my coach right there. Matt Eberflus goes, oh yeah, we're gonna win some ball games over here. No, he came in absolutely swinging, was professional about it, and on top of it too, some of the questions, he was like, I've been studying film, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. Obviously, some of them you're gonna hear from any head coach getting a head coaching position, but it was a different than what the Bears have had in the past. Nagy never did that. Also, on top of it, too, DJ Moore is so impressed with this guy. DJ Moore left his family's trip in Disney World yesterday to come be here for the press conference. And then after he goes, Ben's my guy. This is the guy we wanted. So all the players are in on him. Caleb Williams is definitely in on him. And Ben Johnson's yeah, literally after we're done with this, Caleb and I are sitting down, we're talking. He wants to get to work right away. And he got off the plane yesterday, so I know that a lot of my followers in the chat right now know that the last 2 days I've been at Chicago Executive Airport getting video of Ben Johnson's planes flying in and out. So we're obviously super pumped about it. The entire fan base is behind it. And this guy got off the plane. They immediately take him to Hallis Hall. He walks around, he does his thing, and he's like, all right, get back to work. Let's go. And he was working the entire time. No ifs, ands, or buts. So I think that he did a great job today with the press. Obviously, he got fun with some of the comments, like the LaFleur comment. The second one I didn't even really pick up.
You want to see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
I don't want to see it.
Oh, because Nick, I need Nick to explain himself on this. I'm just trying to figure out where this came. I thought there was a history. Maybe there's some crap talk from LaFleur.
That's
where I'm confused.
Be made an example of.
This one.
Ben to your left.
Yeah.
The stumble bum play that you hit the Bears
Do
with.
you like that one?
Just clever.
That was a Matt LaFleur special.
What is
Talking about Matt LaFleur a lot or something. I don't know.
It's what the heck did that do?
I can't even explain that one. I can't.
Real quick, someone in the chat said the Packers ran it early 2023 with Luke Musgrave. I don't recall it. Unless I'm forgetting. I think it was Grable in the chat. He just said taking the Musgrave play. Week 1 last year. I'd have to look into it. I don't remember that, but maybe.
Okay, so maybe he did. Okay, showing a little love. Okay, so Bass likes Ben Johnson maybe a little.
No. You didn't show the other clip.
Well, that's true. There was another clip. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
All right. But the other thing, too, that I want to take away from this is that, instantly a question came up right out of the gate, and it was obviously, a great offensive line in Detroit. How do you plan on working that with Ryan Poles? He instantly was that was part of our conversation in the initial interview, was that how am I going to come in and get this thing done and help build this? And we are going to build this together. And Ryan Poles instantly after was we might differ in certain areas, but we are going to make this team better, whatever that means for each party. So, Ryan Poles has done a good job putting weapons together for the team. He just stinks at the offensive line. Ben Johnson clearly working with Hank Fraley. I think I said his name right over there.
Fraley.
Excuse me. Fraley. Working with him the last couple of years, knows what it takes. I mean, he was rumored to come to Chicago, then Ben instantly squashed. He's I'm not going to try to take him from Detroit. But obviously I would love it if he came here as our OC, but maybe we hire the assistant offensive line coach from Detroit to just kind of take over as our offensive line coach because Chris Morgan's gone. See you, pal. Hate you. He's the Joe Barry of the Packers or of the Bears. So Yeah, I mean, he's done everything right. And I thought the number one thing that came out of this entire thing was Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren saying Ben practically jumped out of the screen during his interview and said, like, I want to come to your team and make you guys win. And I was like, yes, that is exactly it. He was confident, knew what he wanted, and he gets canned, and the next day we got his agent flying to Detroit to give papers to him and then fly back. So it was crazy. I'm pumped about it, though. Excited for the future. Like what's going down, and hopefully we start getting some coordinator news because Dennis Allen's been rumored to become our DC, 2-time head coach, which I think is absolutely huge. Ben Johnson never being a head coach before. You bring in a guy with head coaching experience. Might not be the greatest, but he can be like the head coach of the defense practically. And also that's big for us because of the fact that usually guys who get canned twice as head coaches on short stints don't end up becoming a head coach ever again. And Dennis Allen could be like a defensive coordinator for a long time for this Bears team. Ben Johnson's hopefully not going anywhere. Caleb said he wanted his next head coach to be here for 19 years. So who's the Kansas City Chiefs defensive coordinator again?
Spagnuolo.
Yeah, like he's had his head coaching stints, didn't work out. He's just a good coordinator, and that's exactly what Dennis Allen could be. So we're just waiting to hear that, but Schefter said it's going to happen. We're just waiting for it to officially happen.
One bar, I wanted to ask you, just to flip it on the side real quick, before we can go back to Ben Johnson, but what's going on with Brian Flores? Is he staying? Do I have that right? Brian Flores is sticking around?
The options are becoming very very limited now that the Jets got their head coach. I can't see him going anywhere. Jaguars, he didn't even get a second call back after that. He had an interview. So, I mean, all signs point to him staying, which is I'm all for, baby. I don't want him going anywhere. So, yeah, I think it would be a very big surprise if he went anywhere.
And then Bass, if you have more on the coaching stuff, go ahead. But I want to ask, just update the Packers fans what's going on. Before I do that, though, got to give a shout to Funny Boy Rhodey. Is this a Vikings fan? Yeah, it's Vikings fan. JJ McCarthy going to ball out next season with our new guards and center.
Oh, we got to get a couple new guards in center first. Obviously, hey, there's no secret that we need two guards in the center. We'll see.
One bar was still thinking about Brian Flores coming back on the defense. He's like,
I'm still thinking about how excited you are about your head coach, man. It's
hype,
dude. Don't get me getting no restraining order.
Yeah,
going up at the airport. I mean, you're going to be up there. I love it. I was watching that, by the way, it was fantastic. I messaged you. I'm like, hey, I truly am happy. You guys got the cream of the crop. You got the cream of the crop as far as the coaches this round. But he can say whatever he wants. He's got to back that shit up on the field. So we'll see what happens, man. You got a good coach. You got a good coach.
Yeah. But like this is a different energy. Like when Caleb came in, that was a different energy that we're used to at the quarterback. And honestly, haven't felt this type of energy since Lovie Smith. So, and
still
that was
tragic. You guys got rid of him,
dude. Don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, Ben Johnson's my head coach now. And also, fun fact: it was exactly 43 years to the date that the Bears signed Mike Ditka as their head coach. So Ben Johnson, Mike Ditka, same day, 43 years apart.
Nice.
Ben Johnson wasn't even alive yet.
This is crazy. Bass, go ahead, Bass.
It's 43 years, Mike Ditka. We're all Hey, that helps you, Nick. I love it. I love it for you.
It helps me a lot. It's all I can say is we're gonna be great again. Make the Bears great again. Here we go. What you got to say, Bass?
Not much going on for Packers. I mean, compared to you guys, not much at all. We dropped or let go of our defensive line coach, Jason Rebrovich, which I'm all for. We switched to a 4-3 this year. Didn't see, raising production from Lucas Van Ness, who we spent a first-round pick on. A lot of people say Rashawn Gary underperformed. Kenny Clark had his worst season as a pro with just 1 sack, which is a travesty. We traded away Preston Smith. We had some other guys step up some weeks, but were wildly inconsistent. I think we're looking at the one Jets defensive line coach. I forget his name off the top of my head, but there's some other guys we're bringing in to take a look at. I'm glad we're making the switch because we switched from a 3-4 to 4-3 where Rebrovich was, a 3-4 guy. So, making that switch and just really converting that and then adding more talent to that room, I think is going to be key to getting this front four on page because the Packers, brought this, second least amount of pressure in terms of like blitzes in the NFL. They were 31st in pressure amount. So they were really relying on their front four to get home. And when they lost, the front four never got home. So that was a big reason why. So,
yeah.
Getting rid of Rebrovich, I think's huge for the Packers and hopefully getting someone else in there. And then other than that, man, there's not crazy much going on right now. There's like the rumors with Jair that came out that that relationship is non-existent, but then Gutekunst came out and said like we have a fine relationship with Jair. We want him back. But in the same sentence or in the same breath, last year, he said the same thing about Aaron Jones. Hey, we still want him on the team. And I think that's true right now. Like, you still want Jair on the team, but, come free agency time when they're trying to maybe give him a pay cut or something of that sort for not playing at all or barely playing in the last couple of years, maybe it goes south. But Packers are going to have to address the cornerback position anyways. And I think Jair, when healthy, is a really good corner in this NFL. It's just, big key when healthy, and hopefully he can get healthy.
Okay. All right. And Nick, I just wanted to add this because watching that presser, I honestly thought it was good. Like I thought it was kind of hype if I was a Bears fan, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know. But I liked all the answers that he had because I thought they were so they were just real. Like when he was asked about why go to Chicago, from a team perspective, why he thought they were built so well. And when he said that, because when we faced him, he was worried about Chicago. I thought that was so honest because, as Lions fans, I'll be honest, I felt the same way, specifically about defense.
You said it every time.
I thought you guys would be a playoff team, and then it didn't get there. So I think a lot of Lions fans had the same idea coming into this year about exactly what he said. Now this year, the games didn't play out that way. One time we didn't even face Matt Eberflus, so it changed some things. But everything that he said, I thought was so on point of what the belief was. So I didn't think that he was saying anything to hype it up. I thought they just truly wanted to be there. And they see things about going to the Cubs games. I don't know if he used to live there as a kid or something, but it's it felt like he just wanted to be in Chicago. He wanted to live in Chicago. He wanted to be there. And he was so honest about taking that extra time. So I thought it was a good presser for him. If I was a Bears fan, I'd be pretty hyped based on that. And I thought what he said about Chicago and they have some dudes was 100% true, but it's building the offensive line. I feel like it's just one of the toughest things to do because it's some positions you can we'll draft a guy, but the offensive lineman draft picks take a long time, unless they're a first round pick, then you just never really know. And then if you go to free agency, that just doesn't, you're paying a ton of money to get anybody that's proven. They just don't come available that often. I think offensive line is one of the tougher positions to point to and be we have to address that. So I'm a little bit concerned about that aspect for you guys. But I also liked how he said, this was going to be the Lions' offense. This is going to be unique. It's going to be their offense. And he was hitting you with, statistics about, offensive quarterback play versus turnover ratio being more important now. I was okay, he's really, dialed in here.
Dude, he is wicked smart, too. He went to Boston College for, mathematics and computer science, double major in it. And, he never – and from what I've read, he's never played in a college game. He – knew Ryan Poles because he was a graduate assistant while Poles was a player. It was this whole thing. And honestly, just some of the stuff he said was just wow. But you also hit on the nail on the head. By the way, you ever come to Chicago, he looks like every single 38-year-old in Chicago. Slight dad bod a little bit, kind of cool, dresses with a little swag, but quirky kind of, he's trying to make dad jokes. If Ben Johnson were to go to a Cubs game, I'd be you just look like your average Chicago dad from the North Shore. I wish I saw him at a game. I'm sure, and I'm knowing Ben Johnson, knowing the kind of guy he is, he probably sat with the fans. He is fully invested, and he's I want to become part of the community. I want fans to get to know me, so on and so forth. And also, Dion, going off what you said, one of the best parts, he's I know how passionate they are as fans because when I was on that sideline at Soldier Field, they were not easy to be around. So. I'm super excited for him. I don't know if he's a big Chicago guy, but you got a video of it? Here we go.
No, just a picture of him. Just what you were.
It's Kirk Cousins. He is Kirk Cousins. To a T.
He is Kirk Cousins.
He's dork.
Kirk Cousins.
He looks like Kirk Cousins. He talks like Kirk Cousins. You got Kirk Cousins as a head coach.
You're telling me Kirk Cousins is a handsome guy. Ben Johnson's one of the most handsome guys you've ever seen.
Oh, Kirk Cousins is handsome. I'll give you that.
He's a good-looking guy. He's going to be a better coach for us. He's going to make us winners like me. Daddy's home. Ben Johnson's home. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Honestly, I don't know what else to talk about. I don't know if y'all had anything. We're on the mock draft season. So,
Dion, I want to know what you think about your coaching staff getting gutted.
You know what? I think the Ben Johnson one hurt. The Aaron Glenn one I expected. I was just kind of waiting for that to happen. And it's I hate that because I feel the Aaron Glenn one was he represented the Lions. If you thought the Lions, you thought about who they were. I think Aaron Glenn was outside of Campbell, he was a perfect representation of that because there's been so much consistency in the way they built and there just hasn't been changes. So everybody over time has just fit in. And he got to a point this year was all these injuries, but they would still have good games or good spots. And I think it was just because everybody fits. It fits perfectly. They play to a style that's unique to them and it works. I think that's the toughest thing about losing Glenn was just knowing that you kind of lost. He just felt like the team, man. He just felt like such a big part of the team. Go ahead, Nick. What you got?
I do want to say this is that I really want Antoine Randall L to come to the Bears as a pass game coordinator because Riverdale native. He has a street named after him. Nothing would be better if Ben takes anybody, bring in Antoine Randall L.
He's a Lions coach. I did not know that.
He's our receiver coach.
Just noticed that. I love that guy.
If he's a player, he's probably one of our coaches. If he was a player at one point, he's probably one of our coaches. Every coach we have was an NFL player at some point, outside of Ben Johnson. That's why he was unique as heck. It was weird. So yeah, the Aaron Glenn one I was expecting, and then the Ben Johnson one hurt me, but I'm kind of fired up. Like I don't know where y'all are with it, but like because it's different, it's not like from your staff, but I kind of love it a little bit. Like I loved seeing the kind of like I don't know what he was talking about with Matt LaFleur, but if it was simply just
the Lions, he
gave some love to the Lions. But if those are just like jabs at LaFleur or like whatever it is, like he's trying to build something up because that's the rivalry you say, right, Nick? That's like the biggest rivalry in the division is you and Packers. I love that. I think these games are going to just add even more to it because last year things were getting chippy like when we would play the Bears. So you throw Ben Johnson that now it's going to be crazy. And I got to assume if the Lions promote like anybody on their staff right now, like if they made like Calvin Shepard, who's been there this whole time, their defensive coordinator, the battle there would be nuts. There would be like a direct the connection to that guy. And I think that would be fantastic. So I think it's going to be great for next year. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for him to get the job. I don't ever have an issue about that. I don't care that he went to a divisional team. Man, there's only a couple of those jobs, man. Go take the job if it opens up. I don't have any issue with that. I'm more excited about it. I think it's going to add a lot more to this whole NFC North show going forward.
Yeah! I don't know. I just want to know that.
I don't know, man. Bass, I wanted to ask you.
I got energy again.
He does. He's
no,
ready.
You got
What's up?
I did want to ask, like, you, one bar, you can go ahead too. Just like, I know it's like early for the draft stuff, but like the early draft stuff is dropped. Like I saw the Lions draft order right now, like what they have, and then they got the 2 comp picks, which are big from losing Glenn. What is like the early buzz around there as like the big need this offseason? Like what's the?
I can go first.
We got to add this.
It's going to be a different draft cycle just because the last couple of years we've had so many additional picks where we like 2 seconds, 2/3. So like we all just have like our regular picks now. So it's going to be like less fun. It's still going to be fun, but right now the early buzz I feel like is either edge or corner. I think cornerback just because, the uncertainty under Jair. Eric Stokes is an impending free agent. I highly, highly doubt we bring him back. He had like 1 snap on defense against the Eagles. And as the year went on, Valentine started to take his snaps and they removed Stokes. And then edge because, we traded away Preston. We didn't see the growth from LVN. And I still think LVN can grow with the right coach. And that's what I talked about earlier with the firing of Rebrovich. But I think just getting guys, you can never have enough pass rushers. That's what I always say. And if you have really good pass rushers, it makes your cornerbacks look a lot better, right? You don't have to cover as long. So right now, I think it's those 2 positions. Saying all of that, the Packers might do that. Hey, here's the thing about receiver. There's a couple guys, there's through free agency and draft, there's 2 Higgins. There's Jaden Higgins, there's T. Higgins, both of which I like a lot, right? So yeah, I think there's a case for it. I really do. But the last receiver we drafted in the first round was like Javon Walker in 2002, man. Like I'm not sitting here going, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Until they do it, I'm not going to believe it. You know what I mean? So I think that would be cool. I think we need that. Watson was like our one guy that you could go, okay, maybe he could become the number 1. He's not going to be ready until like week 12 minimum. So like you don't have him. Is anyone else in that room able to step up right off the rip? Right? I don't know. If they go out and sign someone like T. Higgins, and it's funny, I actually made a video on it today. I'm uploading tomorrow. And it makes a lot of sense. And it makes a lot of sense because our salary cap for a receiver room are all of the cap hits of all 6 guys next year included. Altogether, $11 million. I mean, it's so cheap. It's so cheap, which is a lower cap hit than some single receivers that you would be like, they're getting paid that much, such as Christian Kirk, Darnell Mooney, Jacoby Myers, Allen Lazard, all more than $11 million cap hit 2025. So that's all 6 of our guys collectively. So like they have the money to go out and get someone like T. Higgins. We'll see what happens, man. But I do agree. I think, we need to get a number 1 guy.
Okay. And then one more, where are you guys at? Is it offensive line or is it something else that I'm missing?
Yeah, I mean,
running back.
Vikings only have 4 picks right now, which is weird. Usually have like 40. So we're at pick 24. Fully expect Kwesi to trade back and get some more picks. I'd be shocked if they stay there at 24. In the trenches. I mean, interior offensive line, defensive line. When you look at the draft right now, I know it's damn early, but there's a lot of good D tackles there from like 20 to early round 2. There's some interior offensive linemen. I hope we trade back. And also a cornerback is a sneaky one. I mean, we only have 2 corners under contract right now. We fully expect to re-sign Byron Murphy, which would be huge. But cornerback could be one as well. But cornerback, if I were to go in order, just looking at those D tackles, it's going to be tough to pass on some of those guys because there's going to be a damn good one there. So it'd go D tackle into your offensive line and then probably corner. But the key is trading back. We need more picks at 4. Come on.
Yeah, that's not a lot. Well, you guys had a little bit of a disappointment with your first round pick. Is that right? A little bit of what the heck was that? Is that how you felt? Yeah.
No,
Just gauging where you were at.
Here's the issue with Turner is Van Ginkel and Grenard played so damn good. Dude never saw the field. I mean, I think he had 3 sacks. When you look at the amount of snaps he had, I'm not going to say I'm not disappointed that we didn't see him more, but I sure the hell want to put him out there over Van Ginkel and Grenard. And they're still signed. So, like, even next year, I mean, Patrick Jones is going to be probably moving on free agent. He was a big he was in that rotation and started off with like 5-6 sacks until he got injured. So I think Turner will take his spot. So I'm going to give Turner until about year 3 until they figure out what they're going to do with Van Ginkel and Grenard, if they re-sign them or what. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see 6-7 sacks out of him, but he just never saw the field.
Well, I got to ask Nick before we get out of here. Nick, I mean, you guys clearly need everything. Quarterback, head coach. You guys need a lot of things. So where is where's top
a quarterback?
Yeah, top of the list. Just like you could just name every position. I just want to know what the order is.
And quarterback at the bottom. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Need a
Sam Darnold.
For sure, need a left tackle.
Rodgers.
I need a left tackle. I need a left guard. I need a
Rodgers.
center. I need a right guard. Interior defensive lineman, edge.
You don't have to name every position.
No. You
Sounds
already got
like
me cooking.
everything.
You already got me cooking.
Yeah,
I know,
you
we're
guys
doing it
sound
in order.
terrible. This season's over.
Sounds
bro.
like you need a new
No, you
GM, man.
want me to
Sounds
do
like
it
you
in
need a new
order.
GM.
I think GM's at the top. Most really put that one at the top.
We need
You know
every
what?
position.
I got Ben Johnson. Screw you guys. I don't care.
You play GM, you do the old Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick. Let's do it all. Let's
You
do it all.
guys are just jealous that I'm home. I'm no big winner. I'll be at the top. Where Deion's sitting, it's going to be me. They're going to put me there next year. All I need is an offensive line. Thank you very much. Have a good day. You're beautiful, but not as beautiful as me. We'll see you later. Deion's going to sign us off.
But it's not us off, man. I don't know when we're going to be back. I honestly have no idea what this is going to look like going forward. But stay tuned. I don't
I'm
know
back.
if you guys have any idea. Well,
Doesn't matter.
Nick might do his own shows just to talk about Ben Johnson.
Ben
Did you guys know that Ben Johnson's the Bears head coach? And here's
That a
why.
baby. That a baby.
Nick, I need you to get like a shirt with his face on it or something. I think that'd be good.
Bro,
That'd be
you
a
already
good
know
thing to wear
TD's sending me
shows.
boxers.
Yeah, he definitely-
Whatever that tighty whitey commercial that Dan Mitchell does. Give me some freaking, I don't know. Good for them making money.
Says undies a lot in that commercial, by the way.
In your region. Anyway, let's end this thing.
Let's end this thing. Bass, you got anything before we get out of here?
No.
I just put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did. We're all watching the NFC Championship from the couch. So
I'm not watching.
Shame on us.
I'm not watching.
I'm watching.
Close my eyes.
I'm watching. NFC is crazy, right? Ugh. Commanders, full Commanders. Jane Daniels, let's go.
Mumbar, are you watching the games?
Absolutely. I'm all in on Washington. Go get the Super Bowl. I want Washington to win it all. 100%. Nothing against you, Dion. I mean, why not? Why not lose the best? Why not lose the best, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. I'm just not watching. I don't know. I'm just not thinking about it. I'm just
used to saying
No, I get it. Nick, are you watching any of the games this weekend? And do you got anything before we go out of here?
Bro, you know what I'm watching this weekend is just that
Ben Johnson through his window.
Ben Johnson's press conference on
That's
repeat,
crazy.
baby, because that's my head coach. The Washington Commanders are going to win the game by a lot of points. I said they were going to score more than 40 against the Lions, and they did. I was right again. Can't deny that I'm always right. It's going to be Commanders over those stinky Eagles, even though the American Eagle's a beautiful animal. That's what we love. It's going to be 45-22
Damn.
Commanders.
I like it.
I hope that we have a show next week, and if that's the score, I'll be like, I told you.
All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all joining. Use code BETUS, or not code BETUS. That don't make sense. Use code YouTube150 if you're checking out BETUS and you're looking for your sports book. And we'll see you all again, hopefully soon. But until then, Lions are NFC North champions. We out.